With only being a couple trades away from blowing my account, I was only taking A+ setups and caught this perfect trade right here, and you have no idea how good this felt. So at this point, right, I'm just super excited because now I finally am making up more buffer for my account, and my 70% win rate is finally doing me justice. These past couple days have not been the greatest. Yesterday, I did not post a video, but I did take 2 losses on the day. I was busy, didn't have time to make a video, so that is why. But with that being said, we are going to go over exactly how I did this and how you guys can learn from this. So removing that out of your way to get it out of your way so I can explain from the start. Going up to the 15-minute time frame, the higher time frame, to look at the overall bias on the day. And as you can see from yesterday and pre-market today, we're in this big bullish uptrend, right? And right before market open, we're kind of at this weird spot where we did take out these highs pre-market. So I'm kind of just waiting to see how it reacts to those. If it blows through it, then I'm going to be bullish up to these highs up here. And if it respects it, then I'll be bearish down to these lows down here. So pretty self-explanatory. And as you can see, we blew right through it. So I'll just remove that out of the way. So we were bullish for the ICT strategy. But looking at the volume profile to get a little bit more information, going back to last Thursday, we had this big value area high rejection zone. And it's not just a one line, it's a rejection zone. And I put the zone at the high volume node of that value area high. So with that being said, that's the zone with this high volume node right there. So going down to the 1 minute time frame, knowing that this value area high is a big rejection zone, I saw that we tapped into that zone. Here, I'll just go down to explain it better. But as I was saying before, because ICT and we blew through those highs, we were bullish. But because of this big rejection zone, I was bearish at that point. Bullish up to the value area high, then bearish looking for shorts down to the lows, start of the market lows, and even the POC down here, point of control at this red line, as you can see, targeting even those lows. So with that being said, what happened? So at this value area high in this zone that I marked out, I was kind of waiting for a reaction off of it. Either it was going to blow through and we were going to be bullish still, targeting the highs that I marked out before, or we were going to be bearish, looking for shorts, and we rejected perfectly off of it. So we're just reacting to the market here. And I'm just waiting for literally anything, okay? So at this point, within this high volume node, zone, value area high, all that in one, we had this little wick manipulation, super small, and then we had a displacement to the downside within 3 candles below this series of up close candles lows. So I want to see a close below the close of this candle, and then that's when I enter. So what happened? We saw not a close below on the second candle, but on the third candle, we displaced through and closed below. And then price was at about, I believe it was around here when I entered. So not great entry point, stops at the manipulation high, and then targeting the low of the day for a perfect 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio, just above 1-to-4. A little bit higher on the risk today, so I made around $5,000. But honestly, this was the best trade of the year. Sorry, not of the day. Right after this trade, I got off because I just wanted to secure the profits. But honestly, if I'm being completely honest, when price reacts to the value area high, it usually goes all the way down to the point of control. So I should have had that as a target for a good 1 to 10, but I felt like that was a big reach, and I didn't want to risk it, especially because I was 3 trades away from blowing my funded account. So I kind of wanted to just secure the profits. But let's say I was trading on a live account and with my own money, I probably would have targeted the point of control and just literally entered and walked away and just let the trade play out, knowing that it's going to be like a 2-hour long trade or whatever it's going to be, because I guarantee you price will come up here to this order block, and then it will reject it or manipulate these highs in some way and then go back lower and take out these lows and everything through that. But that was a great setup for me today, just getting out of the trade early and not targeting too much just because I was so close to blowing it. But the number one thing that I will say in trading, and I was doing a little bit more research on this last night, is instead of taking like B setups and taking more of them, like let's say you have a 60% win rate and an average risk reward of 1.5, but you take more trades throughout the year, you might be like, okay, because you're taking that many more trades, it's gonna blow out of the water taking an A+ trade and taking way less trades. But actually, that's not true, because with the A+ trades, you have better risk to reward, you have better win rate, and then you're also not taking that many less trades. So let's say you're taking 300 to 400 trades a year with the 60% win rate, you're still taking about 250 trades to 300 trades a year with that A+ setup and the 70% win rate and the higher risk to reward. And honestly, it's going to way outdo the other strategy where you're taking much more trades. So for now on, no more B setups, only A setups, and just strictly waiting for an A+ setup and going off that. So with that being said, this was an A+ setup, obviously, and that also helps you mentally, and you can be like, okay, there's nothing wrong with that trade. I'm okay with taking a loss. So that helps a lot more with taking losses on that. But yeah, perfect 1 to 4. So very, very happy about that. You have no idea what how happy I was. And then especially when price came down, almost hit take profit, came down, almost took take profit twice. I was genuinely stressing and I thought I was going to go up and hit stop loss. But thankfully we had that little bit move lower, and today was one of the most volatile days I have ever seen. Market was moving super, super fast through all of these, a ton of market orders, just watching price. And I will actually show you the indicator that I look at for trades and seeing volatility is like a big trades indicator. It shows you all the market orders. So as you can see, if I zoom in, this one, you had 69 contracts in one trade out of somebody. Or all of these ones, 62, I can't even read that. There's so many stacked up buy orders, and yet they all got absorbed to go lower. So like usually you see half of these bubbles in orders. So that was kind of cool just to see and watch the market and all that volatility behind it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for the trade on the day. Best trade of the year, I think. I mean, I don't remember having a 1 to 4 previously in the year, but this was a perfect 1 to 4 for me and kind of put me out of that hole. So super, super happy about that. But with that being said, at the end of each trade and at the end of each video, we do a verse of the day. As you saw earlier, we were on that, but we do a verse of the day to put God at the center of our trading journey. So with that being said, our verse of the day is 1 Timothy 6:12. And today I decided to not tell you how I take it, and even though this one's pretty self-explanatory, but let me know in the comments and have you guys have a little conversation in the comments and interpret it on your own and have a conversation with that. So, 1 Timothy 6:12 says, "Fight the good fight of the faith. Take hold of the eternal life to which you were called when you made your good confession in the presence of many witnesses." So like I was saying, pretty self-explanatory, but I would love to hear how you guys interpret it, how you kind of integrate this into your life. So let me know with that. But with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.